On August 26, 2024, the High Court in Auckland issued a landmark ruling in the highly publicized case of Police versus Wayne Doyle. The judgment, presided over by Justice Andrew, focused on applying the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act, which allows law enforcement to seek civil forfeiture of assets obtained through unlawful means. This case garnered significant media attention and highlighted ongoing concerns regarding organized crime and its societal impacts. At the center of this legal battle was Wayne Doyle, identified as a senior leader of the notorious Headhunters Motorcycle Club. The Commissioner of Police, recognizing the potential ramifications of Doyle's alleged criminal activities, sought civil forfeiture orders amounting to an astonishing $12 million. This sum was not merely a reflection of Doyle's supposed wealth, but also a symbol of the broader struggle against organized crime in New Zealand. In addition to the substantial forfeiture order, the Commissioner sought a joint and several profit forfeiture order of nearly $3 million against Doyle, along with requests for the disposal of 5 properties, cash, and other assets tied to these alleged criminal profits. Among these assets, the property located at 232 Marua Road in Mount Wellington stood out. This location served as the headquarters and gang pad of the East Chapter of the Headhunters and became known as the Jewel of the Crown in the proceedings. The property's significance extended beyond its physical presence. It symbolized the nexus of criminal activity and wealth that the authorities sought to dismantle. The case concerned whether Wayne Doyle had unlawfully benefited from substantial criminal activity, as delineated in Section 7 of the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act. The Commissioner alleged that Doyle had enjoyed considerable financial rewards from his leadership role in the Headhunters. However, Doyle and his legal representatives were adamant in denying these claims, asserting that their client's lifestyle had been modest, largely sustained by social welfare benefits, and that he had distanced himself from criminal activities since his release from prison in 2001. The High Court trial unfolded over several weeks, starting in October and concluding in November 2023, with additional submissions occurring in August 2024. The evidence presented to the court was extensive and intricate, chronicling more than 2 decades of Doyle's life. The trial highlighted the challenge of proving the source of wealth in cases involving organized crime, where evidence is often circumstantial and deeply embedded in complex financial transactions. The Commissioner's case primarily relied on circumstantial evidence, including detailed financial transaction analyses, intercepted communications, and testimonies from senior police officers. These elements painted a picture of a man whose wealth appeared disproportionate to his claimed income sources. The court was presented with meticulous accounts of Doyle's criminal history, which detailed convictions for serious offenses such as murder, violence, and drug-related crimes. Attached to the judgment, this rap sheet encapsulated an extensive history from 1974 to 2021. Although Doyle had not faced any convictions since 2001, the Commissioner contended that he had continued to benefit from the criminal enterprises of others, particularly those operating within the Headhunters. This claim pointed to a broader narrative, that organized crime does not merely consist of individual actors. Still, it thrives on networks and relationships, allowing figures like Doyle to maintain influence and profit without direct engagement in illegal activities. During the proceedings, portraying the Headhunters as a sophisticated criminal organization further complicated Doyle's defense. Prosecutors painted a vivid picture of an entity that not only engaged in traditional criminal activities, but also possessed the operational capacity to evade law enforcement scrutiny. At the heart of a significant legal investigation was the "that was then, this is now" trust, commonly known as the TWTTIN Trust. Established by Wayne Doyle and based at 232 Marua Road, the authorities scrutinized this charitable trust for its potential role in facilitating illicit activities. The Commissioner argued that the TWTTIN Trust was a front for the notorious Headhunters Club. This claim would unravel a complex web of money laundering and asset accumulation through unlawful means. On the surface, the TWTTIN Trust presented itself as a legitimate charitable organization. Its stated mission was to support community initiatives and aid those in need. However, investigators were not convinced. They uncovered a series of transactions that raised serious questions about the trust's true purpose. The funds flowing in and out of the TWTTIN Trust did not align with typical charitable activities, leading to allegations that it was a vehicle for laundering money gained from criminal enterprises. Doyle's connection to the Headhunters raised eyebrows from the beginning. This club, known for its violent and illegal operations, had a reputation that preceded it. The commissioner's arguments indicated that the TWTTN Trust not only obscured Doyle's financial dealings, but enabled the gang to funnel their illegal gains into seemingly legitimate channels. As the investigation progressed, the court examined many financial transactions involving the TWTTIN Trust, East 88 Finance, and other entities linked to Doyle. The examination revealed the movement of large sums of money that could not be easily explained. For example, substantial deposits into the trust's accounts were often followed by rapid withdrawals, a pattern that suggested attempts to mask the origins of the funds. A detailed analysis presented in the trial included a table of unexplained deposits for various trusts. These figures painted a stark picture of financial irregularities, emphasizing the scale of transactions beyond the typical scope of charitable operations. The court was tasked with discerning the legitimacy of these deposits, juxtaposing them against the backdrop of Doyle's known affiliations with criminal elements. As the trial drew to a close, Justice Andrew meticulously weighed the totality of the evidence against the civil standard of proof, the balance of probabilities. This standard is crucial in civil cases, as it requires the court to determine whether it is more likely than not that the allegations are true. In this case, the evidence compiled against Doyle was overwhelming. The judgment articulated the court's clear conclusions. Wayne Doyle had unlawfully benefited from significant criminal activity. The evidence depicted his continued involvement with the Headhunters and his strategic accumulation of wealth through illicit means. This conclusion was not merely a product of circumstantial evidence. It was bolstered by concrete financial records and witness testimonies highlighting Doyle's pervasive role in the criminal underworld. Following the investigation, the High Court ordered the seizure of assets belonging to Doyle and the TWTTIN Trust. The action effectively destroyed the financial empire that Doyle had carefully built over the years. He was stripped of critical properties, including his headquarters in Marua Road, the heart of his business. Other valuable sites in Freeman's Bay, New Lynn, and Mount Wellington were also seized. The act dealt a significant blow to Doyle's criminal enterprise, removing the basis of his wealth and influence, while sending a clear message about the consequences of crime. The High Court's decision was not limited to real estate. It included the forfeiture of over $275,000 in cash, discovered during a police raid at Marua Road in 2017. This cash represented a tangible link to Doyle's illicit activities, underscoring the financial gains derived from his connections with the Headhunters. Furthermore, funds in 2 bank accounts linked to the TWTTIN Trust were also targeted for forfeiture, along with several vehicles registered under Doyle's name. The court findings detailed how Doyle had a significant interest in the properties through companies and trusts he controlled. This complex structure was designed to obscure his involvement and make it difficult for authorities to trace the ownership back to him. Witness testimonies revealed that Doyle took deliberate steps to conceal his financial interests, employing various strategies to distance himself from the illegal activities that funded his lifestyle. Mainly damning was the revelation that Doyle profited directly from the criminal endeavors of Headhunters members. Those affiliated with the gang were reportedly required to pay Doyle 20% of their illicit earnings, a practice that positioned him as a central figure in the gang's financial operations. This arrangement enriched Doyle and reinforced his standing within the criminal hierarchy. To summarize, the High Court's ruling in the case of Police versus Wayne Doyle represents a significant development in New Zealand's ongoing battle against organized crime. The judge ordered Wayne Doyle to forfeit approximately $15 million to the Crown, a decision underscoring the court's commitment to dismantling the financial foundations of criminal enterprises. This forfeiture reflects the court's interpretation of the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act and its application to the extensive operations of the Headhunters Motorcycle Club, of which Doyle is a senior leader. The total amount of $15 million is composed of several vital components. About $8.3 million is attributed to real estate forfeitures. This figure includes the capital gains derived from 5 properties, notably 232 Marua Road and 13 Russell Street, which have deep ties to the Headhunters. These properties served as residences and operational bases for the club, enabling various illegal activities to flourish under their roofs. The remaining $6.5 million arises from other assets and proceeds linked to Doyle's alleged criminal activities. This includes unexplained deposits, cooperative payments, fight night earnings, lottery sales, and wrongful benefits from the Ministry of Social Development, MSD. The court concluded that these funds were derived from criminal activities associated with the Headhunters MC, reinforcing the narrative that Doyle had, directly or indirectly, profited from organized crime. This ruling is not an isolated incident. It highlights a pattern of aggressive law enforcement strategies targeting the financial assets of motorcycle gangs in New Zealand. For instance, in November 2022, the Christchurch High Court also ordered the forfeiture of a Headhunters property located on Vicaries Road in Christchurch. This property was utilized as the Christchurch headquarters for the Headhunters MC and had similar implications for the club's operations in that region. The Christchurch case also followed an application by the police under the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act, 2009. In that instance, the court ordered the seizure of the property alongside approximately $6,000 derived from unlicensed gaming machines and a black 2008 Harley-Davidson motorcycle registered to Lyndon Richardson, the club's leader. Much like Doyle, Richardson failed to demonstrate these assets' legitimacy, further cementing the legal framework that allows authorities to target and dismantle the financial structures supporting organized crime. The court found that the property linked to the Headhunters Motorcycle Club was deeply entangled with criminal activities, specifically drug dealing and illegal gambling. Despite the Headhunters' claims that the premises were solely utilized for social gatherings, the evidence presented during the trial painted a starkly different picture. This property, once the club rooms for the Epitaph Riders before its acquisition by the Headhunters, had been under police restraint since 2017. The ongoing investigations into organized crime and drug offenses had illuminated a consistent pattern of illegal activities associated with the location. The transition of the property from Epitaph Riders to the Headhunters highlights a troubling continuity of illicit behavior within the motorcycle club culture in New Zealand. The Epitaph Riders, like many motorcycle clubs, were known for their social gatherings, but they also operated on the fringes of legality. The Headhunters' property acquisition can be seen as expanding their regional influence and activities. The Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act, CPRA, 2009, is a pivotal piece of New Zealand legislation designed to combat organized crime by enabling the recovery of assets derived from criminal activities. This legislation empowers authorities to seize and forfeit properties believed to have been acquired through unlawful means, such as drug trafficking, money laundering, and other organized criminal activities. One of the key strengths of the CPRA is that it allows for the confiscation of assets even in the absence of a criminal conviction. This characteristic distinguishes the Act from other forms of legal redress, as it places the burden of proof on the asset owner to demonstrate the legitimacy of their holdings. The Act has been amended several times since its inception, with significant updates from 2011 to 2020 to enhance its effectiveness in addressing the evolving landscape of organized crime. The case surrounding the Headhunters property is a prime example of the CPRA's application in practice. The forfeiture of the Headhunters property is considered a major victory for the police and a significant setback for the Headhunters MC. It underscores the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act's effectiveness in combating organized crime and recovering the proceeds of illegal activities. The court's ruling serves as a potent reminder that the law will pursue not only those who commit crimes, but also those who profit from them, regardless of their distance from the actual offenses. This ruling is particularly significant in New Zealand's ongoing battle against organized crime. It sends a strong message to individuals involved in criminal enterprises that their assets are unsafe, and law enforcement agencies are equipped with the legal tools to pursue recovery actions. The judgment reinforces that financial transparency is paramount, and those who engage in illicit activities will ultimately face consequences beyond incarceration. As this complex and high-profile case concludes, the judgment will likely serve as a reference point in future proceedings under the CPRA. The implications of this ruling are far-reaching, establishing a legal precedent that emphasizes the importance of scrutinizing financial transactions linked to organized crime, Lawyers and prosecutors will likely reference this case when arguing for asset forfeiture in similar situations, using the court's findings to bolster their claims. The decision solidifies that the financial gains from criminal activities can and will be challenged in court, reinforcing law enforcement agencies' proactive stance in dismantling organized crime networks. Doyle's legal team, led by Ron Mansfield KC, intends to appeal the decision. This move signifies that the fight over the property and the associated assets is far from over. The appeal process will undoubtedly delve deeper into the interpretations of the law, the evidence presented, and the broader implications of civil forfeiture on individual rights. The forthcoming appeal will also test the robustness of the legal framework surrounding asset forfeiture in New Zealand. It could lead to further clarifications on the legal standards required for proving the legitimacy of assets, particularly in cases involving complex criminal networks. The ruling has elicited mixed reactions within the community. On one hand, many residents view the forfeiture as a necessary step toward reclaiming neighborhoods from the influence of organized crime. There is a growing recognition that dismantling the financial structures supporting criminal enterprises is essential for enhancing public safety and community well-being. The judgment against the Headhunters will likely have lasting implications for organized crime in New Zealand. As law enforcement agencies continue to utilize the CPRA to target criminal assets, we may see a decline in the operational capacity of gangs like the Headhunters. The financial repercussions of forfeiture can weaken these organizations, making it increasingly difficult for them to engage in illegal activities. The ruling may inspire other jurisdictions to adopt similar asset forfeiture strategies to address organized crime. The legal framework established by the CPRA serves as a model for combating the financial underpinnings of criminal enterprises, potentially influencing legislation and law enforcement tactics in other regions. As this high-profile case unfolds, it highlights the necessity for public awareness and engagement regarding organized crime and its impact on communities. Educational efforts to inform the public about the realities of organized crime, the mechanisms of asset forfeiture, and the importance of community vigilance can foster a collaborative approach to addressing these issues. The widespread exposure of crime details through mass media, such as video, newspapers, and news broadcasts, plays a vital role in disseminating public statements about crime and justice. These sources not only raise awareness, but also generate important discussions in society. Social media provides a transparent platform for people to engage with these issues, allowing for a better understanding of the impact of crime. Encouraging community members to participate in these discussions and voice their opinions supports the role of collective action. The Headhunters Motorcycle Club's $15 million loss to the Crown marks a significant victory for law enforcement and the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act, CPRA. The decision demonstrates New Zealand's commitment to combating crime by focusing on ill-gotten gain and sends a strong message that no one is immune from the consequences of crime. The seizure, which involved property and other assets related to drug trafficking and illegal gambling, demonstrates the power of civil law. As the Headhunters face this significant financial setback, the case reinforces the importance of financial transparency. It could have lasting effects on organized crime in New Zealand, setting a precedent for future actions under the CPRA. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel Complete Crime so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Stay tuned and stay savvy.